Hey YouTube, coming at you with my first Killer Cup team, and I started with started with a bunch of other teams. Did very poorly, and then I'm like, let's just go to the combo that I know is going to work: trevenant and toxapex, and then I need a third, and I end up using Shadow Ninetales, and Shadow Ninetales actually became the star of this team, and one that I actually had to switch a back line halfway through. So I'm gonna go over just why it worked and then what the problem was halfway through. So Shadow Ninetales, I mentioned it yesterday. You can go watch my video yesterday on the top teams and ranks. I said because of electric, water is going to be less prevalent, and you're going to see more grass. And in my first few games, I did see that. I saw a lot of grass, and then I also saw a lot of sort of hunting for grass. Just like these Pokemon that can also beat grass that are grass, like Jumpluff with acrobatics, like was one that I saw a lot because it's a grass but also beats grass with the acrobatics, right? So I was like, I'm seeing a lot of grass. Let's just do the common team and then put in Ninetales in the front. And I start off 3-0. It was just dominant because there was so much grass. So Ninetales took out the grass. Even in fire matchups, you're not bad. And there's not a lot of water. And if there is water, you have your Trevenant, which is the best answer to water on this team. And if it's like a flyer water, like Pelipper, that's where your Toxapex comes in, right? That'll handle it there. Plus, Trevenant can kind of deal with Pelipper because Pelipper needs to land a hurricane or bait with the weather ball sort of thing. So it was not terrible. So I did and then you're going to see here, I think they have to shield. So I'm running Overheat. One thing about Ninetales is it's extremely strong. I ran it with Overheat. You could run it with Solar Beam. And there's a couple times where these Pokemon, as you saw, did shield. One that weather ball would have, that Overheat, if they didn't shield the first one, would have KO'd the Pelipper. So the thing with Overheat is you're going to see it in a couple matches. I do Overheat a couple waters. It still does like 50-60%. If you want to put the Solar Beam on for like a nuke, I think it's a little more energy to get to it. But for coverage in this meta, it's not a bad thing. And again, Abomasnow, like great lead here. And they're like, oh, I don't know where to go. And they eventually go to Graveler. And then I'm like, oh, I don't know where to go. So I eventually come in here with Trevenant. So please ignore my battles. I'm the second day of a really rough cold. Hopped up on medication here. You can hear how nasally I am, congested. Anyways, it's rough. I played terrible today, but when in doubt, when you're gonna play terrible with a super strong core plus your favorite Pokemon to play with, right? So that's kind of how this worked. Trevenant, great at grabbing shields here. This is like again, covers rock, covers water. So the Trevenant and Ninetales core worked very well. And when I changed the team, I changed Toxapex. So I came in here because I'm like, I can just weather ball this. They catch on the Abomasnow. It's like, okay, goodbye Abomasnow. And then they come back in here. I'm like, I'll just weather ball because I'm a shadow. So this will either take it out to put it super low that I can just fire spin down. And I'm like, if you are sacrificing your Abomasnow, that means you are probably weak to this in the back too, like an ABA line. And take this out. Hello, Ferrothorn. Goodbye, Ferrothorn. A Grass Steel is not going to like a Shadow Ninetales. And it's just like that. There's not a ton of water. There's a ton of grass. There's a bunch of electric, which you do well against. Here's Mantine. Like, okay, Mantine's tricky for this team. I'm going to go in here and Toxapex. Get hit with a Galvantula. And, like, this is the strength of Toxapex. Like, this is the bulkiness. Like, why you generally pair it with Trevenant is one of the best in this league is because, like, okay, that's a super effective discharge. Did not take me out. Here comes the brine. This is, again, Galvantula's just so glassy, so they got to respect this. And then they go for the farm down. It's like, nope, I get to another one. So now they have to burn both shields. And then at this point, I can just have, like, Trevenant basically going to sweep here. So I'm going to come in Ninetales knowing that it's useless against the Mantine. Just let the move go. That's fine. Like, Trevenant is my win condition here. And then they're going to come back in with Mantine. And I'm like, you know what? This is why I do not mind running Overheat here. So Mantine, a very tanky Pokemon, is still going to get hit with like a 50+% Overheat. Yeah, deep in the yellow. And now Trevenant even if they bait me with Bubble Beam, like, it's fine. Like, it's so low now that the damage is done. So that's why I don't mind running Overheat. You can definitely run Solar Beam if you want that coverage there. That would hit for neutral, but even resisted there is a beast. And you're weak here, but that is okay because I am up a shield, and the Shadow Ball will do a ton of damage, and then I'll be able to claw down. So I was on a roll, and then I lost 2 in a row because I ran into a couple things here. So like Pelipper, it's like, okay, you lose Ninetales, and Trevenant's gonna be a little tricky. And it's like, okay, Galarian Stunfisk. Galarian Stunfisk is gonna take out both the Toxapex and the Ninetales, so that's not good. And then if they have a Pelipper and a Stunfisk, they probably have an answer for Trevenant in the back. So I'm probably drawing dead here anyways. And then the next one, I'll let this one play out, this loss play out, and then I'll show another loss where I forget what the Pokemon was, but it basically like countered like Swampert. I think it was maybe Swampert Lead, because Swampert Lead, you can only come Trevenant. If they have a Swampert, they have an answer for Trevenant. So I can't come Toxapex because that's a loss too. So having Ninetales and Toxapex on the same team, double weak to like Swampert, is not the best unless you run it like an ABB style team, draw out a Swampert. But then they don't play the same role, so you can draw it. So, anyways, so we'll watch this play out. We'll watch the next one play out, and then I'll show you how I switched. Well, actually, let's just fast forward this one because this one is an easy loss. Did I fast forward too far? Yeah, okay, so they hurricane me, goodbye. Next matchup, Jellicent. So Trevenant lead, good lead here. Jellicent, same sort of situation. Like, this is a good matchup for me here, but your Jellicent's going to destroy Ninetales, and it's going to destroy Toxapex. So at this point, and they baited me once, so now I'm behind, and I'm going to lose this, right? And I think they're running double, like Swampert in the back too, like double water, this team. Draw Trevenant with this matchup, Punish in the front, Swampert runs straight in the back. So that is when I decided to switch it. So I switched it to a Pokemon which I am going to be using on the league tomorrow, because it is super, super strong. And let's just fast forward to that now, because there's a Swampert and you have no matchup, and I'm done. So I'm like, okay, I need to switch this Pokemon up, because this combo of Ninetales and Toxapex is not working. And I don't want to get rid of Ninetales because I'm loving Ninetales. And I put in Abomasnow. So here's the first problem, where I could have lost much harder here. But actually, when I won this matchup, I played a couple matchups with the team. I won even though I saw 2 Pokemon which beat them together. So the first was Toxapex, because Toxapex is super effective against, it resists everything from Ninetales and is super effective against Abomasnow with the poison jabs. And the next one you're going to see is a Marowak. But a Marowak you're going to see on the lead is not bad at all. And I'm going to show you that matchup why it's not bad with Ninetales. So you can use a third Pokemon. But there's just like so many unique Pokemon. So you can't use something that's weak to Swampert because then you're double weak to Swampert. You can't use something that's weak to Jellicent because you're double weak to Jellicent, which is why I thought like Abomasnow. But then like, oh, you're double weak to Toxapex here now. Double weak to a Marowak. Like, you're not double weak to a Marowak. I'll show you that. It is a loss, but it wasn't a bad loss. Why I won in the ending, again, a grass Pokemon that is going to beat the other grasses and dominate the waters as well. That is why I think Abomasnow is a beast in this meta. So here comes a Marowak on the lead. That's okay. This matchup is not bad. You live a Shadow Bone, and you can land an Overheat. And Overheat, again, still does like 70%. So again, I don't mind Overheat, and I don't mind losing this lead here, because there we go. Okay, takes it down to the yellow. This Shadow Bone does not even take me out, not even close. So they're gonna have to throw again, or else I'm gonna get to a move here. So they throw, and then at this point I can just come in and claw with Trevenant, and they're not gonna get to another Shadow Bone. So now it's just like both doing super effective against each other, which is fine. I'll load up a bit. Out comes a Shiftry. Here comes Abomasnow, and again Fairthorn. So another one where Abomasnow is going to sweep here. So I'm going to run Abomasnow in the lead tomorrow. I've got a team idea for it. So check back on Friday for that team. And we will see how it goes. But this meta is, if you're playing it, it's all over the place, quite honestly. I had difficulty because I tried Victini double ghost with the Trevenant and the other ghost there. I'm blanking on his name, Gorgeist. But there was too many people hunting Trevenant, and if you're hunting Trevenant, you get Gorgeist. So I'm like, that's because I saw like Shiftry and stuff like that. So I'm like, that doesn't work. Shiftry, like, yeah, Shiftry beat the whole team. That was the problem. So I'm like, no, that didn't work. So then I kept Victini, and I kept Trevenant, I kept Victini, and I put in. Did I put in Toxapex right away? No, I put in something else, and that didn't work. And then I put in Toxapex, and I'm like, Victini's not really working, so I'm gonna just go Ninetales. So I kind of struggled with this meta a bit. Between that and just being up on like medication and my kids both jumping on me at the same time, I did hard. I did quite bad to start today, but that is okay. It's just the start of the second week of the season. I don't really care about having a bad day here and there. So we will. So all in all, I think each individual of these three is strong, just not on the team together for the obvious reasons that I mentioned. I think Trevenant. I don't care that Toxapex is ranked on number one. I think Trevenant had way better coverage overall in this meta, in my opinion. And Ninetales, just cover your water weaknesses, and I guess you got to cover some fire weaknesses too, because like there's other fires like Marowak, you technically lose there, and you lose to. I saw one Magcar go. You lose to Magcar go. But oh no, I'm not using Abomasnow tomorrow. That's right. I'm not using Abomasnow because my other two are weak to Magcar go, so I need something to beat Magcar go tomorrow. So I'm not using Abomasnow, but Abomasnow is very, very strong in this meta as well. Keep that in mind. And then Ninetales, yeah, like lighting up all those grass and that are going to be out there. Abomasnow, Trevenant. Just cover those weaknesses in the back, and it's pretty good. So a non-Abomasnow team coming tomorrow, because I want to try, maybe Abomasnow, we'll see. If my team doesn't work, the team is, what I'm going to be trying is Swampert, Double Flyer, and Zapdos, and Talonflame. So Talonflame, no, Zapdos has my safe swap, and then Swampert on the front, and then Talonflame in the back. So we'll see how that works. If that works well, I'll showcase that on Friday. If it does not work well, then I will build a team around Abomasnow, because I think Abomasnow is very good in this meta. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the thumbs up and comments. Subscribe to if you're new. Let me know in the comments below if you played this and what you used. And if you want to check out my top teams that I put out yesterday, I'll put the video right beside here. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.